Hey guys, this is Neka Agnes Washuku. This is podcast diaries number 17. And this podcast is about when you have been fed up with a man. I mean, completely fed up with him. Like, when I say fed up, I mean, you're not fucking with him no more. It don't matter what he say. It don't matter what nobody says. You just done. I just watched a video on YouTube about how black people are still being killed because of racism. They were talking about how some white boy came and shot up a church and killed multiple people, and his mother had a heart attack because she found out the verdict. In this YouTube documentary, or we'll just say a podcast, IUIC, Israelites United Podcast, they basically were talking about how the white man paints a negative narrative about black men. And I don't want to say I disagree, because I do agree. You know, it goes back to slavery, and they talked about it in their documentary. In the documentary or podcast, they stated that, you know, back in the day, white men would have their way with their slaves' wives. And, you know, as a result, black women, we just don't have respect for black men anymore, because it's like we feel like they can't protect us. Back in the day, they was raping us. My ancestors were being raped while their husband just stood aside and did nothing. You mean to tell me you were that afraid? You were that afraid of your slave master that you couldn't even protect your wife from being raped by multiple men, by multiple white men? I mean, she married you because she thought you could protect her. But she doesn't feel protected, because at the end of the day, she's still being traumatized by being raped. Now fast forward to 2025. You got black women nowadays, they're calling the police on their man because they're fed up with their man. They're calling the white man to come rescue them because their husband or their man is not treating them right. And it goes back to the past. The slave masters was raping them for years. They feel like they're not protected by their man. So now in 2025, you think black women care about calling the police on their man? No. But I will say this. I have never called the police on my significant other. Even when I dealt with certain things with my significant other, I never called the police. But I will say this though. I'm fed up with certain type of black men. Sometimes the white man doesn't reveal who this black man is. Sometimes, I mean, I don't want to say I disagree with that podcast, that IUIC podcast. I do agree that, you know, the white man has painted a picture for black women to distrust black men, not to want to be with a black man. You know, easy to call the police on a black man. And, you know, I would never betray a black man by calling the police on them. At the same time, I don't trust black men, because there are some black men who reveal themselves. They're just not loyal. Black men nowadays, they're just not loyal. And this is based off my experience. Now, you could say, well, maybe the black men that you encounter are not loyal because you're not loyal. I am loyal. I ain't never called no police on my man when I had one. I have never betrayed him with a white man. I have never been with a white man. I have never slept with a white man. I have never even been on a date with a white man. I have never even had any type of sexual encounter with a white man. I'm not even attracted to white men like that. To be honest with you, I'm not attracted to white men. So I don't care what anybody says, like, about me. As a black woman from Africa, because, you know, you got some black people who think that Africans are not considered black. My nigga, we blacker than you. Africans are blacker than African Americans. I'm not talking about skin complexion. What I'm talking about is the heritage. We came from the motherland, so we're blacker than African Americans. So for African American to say, "Oh, you feel like you better than us because you're African," no, I don't feel like I'm better than you. It's not that Africans feel like they're better than African Americans. It's just that African Americans are insecure because Africans or Nigerians or Haitians or Jamaicans or people from the synagogue or people from just the African continent, we know where we came from. So it's not that we feel like we're better than you. It's just that we know where we came from and we just walk in our truth. So you can't get mad when you feel like an African is, trying to play like they're better than you. That's not what the case is. Now, I can't speak for all Africans. Maybe some Africans do feel like they're better than you, than African Americans. That's a whole nother story. But sticking to my point is, sometimes the white man does not have to reveal who this black man is. Sometimes a white man doesn't have to show that you can't trust this black man. I'm just at a point where I no longer want to deal with bullshit ass black men. I don't want to deal with a bullshit ass black man. I want to deal with a real black man. A real black man that actually loves a black woman, that wants to be with a black woman. Like, I don't even get it. Like, I've been black all my life. I've been dealing with black men all my life. He might have been maybe half Mexican or maybe half Native American or maybe half Indian, but I've always dealt with an Israelite. I've never went outside of that, shield. I've never went outside of that. Like, as God is my witness, I've only dealt with black men, whether it be friends, whether it be a relationship, whether it be an encounter. I've only dealt with black men. That's it. And so it's just not fair because it's like I'm sitting here trying to still stay hopeful and hoping that one day a black man will see value in me, an actual black man that values black women and wants to protect black women and loves black women. But it's like I haven't met him. And it's like, going back to that, IUIC, podcast, when they said that, the black woman, they're quick to call the police on their husband or their boyfriend, showing disloyalty. But, at the end of the day, black men, they don't show loyalty towards us either. What's the first thing that they do when you tell them, when you're not married to them and you just, having some type of casual encounter with them, what's the first thing that they say? When you tell them that you're pregnant, what's the first thing that they say? Some of these black men don't even want to commit to you. They want to have multiple women, like they King Solomon. Some of these black men, they don't want to stick to black women. They go outside their race. They date all types of other nationalities. So how can a black man get mad at a black woman and say she's not loyal, but yet you stray outside of black women? You go outside your race. As soon as you make money, as soon as you start making millions, what do? Like athletes, actors, businessmen with lots of money, what do? They go outside their race. They don't date the black woman. Or they might have had a black wife. And then as soon as they start making money, they leave her for another woman of a nationality or another woman who you don't even know what race she is. She got that ambiguous look to her. So going back to what I'm saying, I'm fed up. I've had it. This is the last straw. I'm not dealing with particular black men anymore. And what I mean by that is I'm not dealing with the black man that doesn't want to commit. If you don't want to commit to me, keep it moving. If you don't want to lay your life down for me, keep it moving. If you don't want to be my man and my husband after knowing me for so many years, keep it moving. Go to the next woman. She'll deal with that. But me, this black woman over here, I'm not dealing with that shit. And that's not me being, conceited. It's not me feeling like I'm better than the black man. But what I'm saying is I'm a black educated queen. I am a black educated queen. At the end of the day, I don't got to deal with bullshit. So if that means for me to be single for a few more years until I meet the right man, so be it. If it means I got to be picky, so be it. I don't care. I'm not rushing into no marriage. Because at the end of the day, I have value. I have value and I have morals. And it might be a situation where I may never have kids. I may never have kids. I want to at least have one, but I may never have one, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. But I'm not gonna be out here sleeping around. I'm not gonna be out here being with multiple people, because I can't meet the right man. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that lifestyle where people feel like, oh, if I can't meet the right one, I'm just gonna be out here just doing me. Out here doing you, what is that gonna bring you? That's just gonna bring you, you're just gonna end up broke, disgusted, and disappointed. So, with that being said, Neka Agnes Wachku is not fucking with none of these broke ass niggas who don't got shit to offer me but a bunch of bullshit lies and dick. Why do I want dick from you and all you do is lie? I don't want your dick. I'm so turned off by you offering me dick. It's a turn off. It's a turn off for a man to keep offering dick and he has nothing else to offer. All you have to offer is dick. You can't offer me nothing else. The next time we see each other, you gonna give me some pussy? Hell no. Can you send me a video? Hell no. Can you give me some fellatio? Hell no. Can I eat your pussy? Hell no. You can't do none of that. We ain't doing nothing sexual. We're not doing nothing. We're not intertwining. Because at this point, I'm very turned off by you. You turn me off. And, it's a damn shame that a man can be so attractive with the forearm in between his legs and still be a turnoff. So, yes, I am the first to say a man can be physically attractive from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet. A man can be a black man. I'm saying black because that's all I deal with. That's all I want to deal with. A black man can be fine from the crown of his head to the soles of his feet and still turn me off. And what I mean by that is his the way he moves in life, his actions, his lies, his inconsistencies, all of that turns me off. It makes me not want to deal with you. So with that being said, I'm done. I'm fed up. I don't want to deal with it no more. All I want is to manifest the right man. The right man for me. A God-fearing, sexy man. God knows what I want. He always knows what I want. And he knows what I need. So going back to my previous podcast, if you're not committed to me, don't ask me for no sexual favors. If we just getting to know each other, don't ask me for no sexual favors. If you're not trying to commit, don't ask me for no sexual favors. If you're trying to have multiple women, including me, don't ask me for no sexual favors because it's not happening. You're a turn off. You turned me off. And any woman that is not turned off by those qualities in a man, she ain't no real woman. She just some, freak that just wants that quick action. And possibly she could want some money in the process. Me, I want real love. I want genuine, real love between me and a sexy, God-fearing man. And what I mean by that, he loves the Lord. He believes in Jesus Christ. He knows that Jesus Christ died for him. He believes that he's an Israelite, a black Israelite. You know what I'm saying? He keeps himself clean. He's up to date with his hygiene. He cares about the way he looks. He cares about his diet. He cares about his physical appearance. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I'm naming is everything that I'm doing. So you can't sit up here and say, oh, well, what about you? What are you doing? Neka, she handling her stuff over here. I'm handling my shit over here. I just need the right man to meet me halfway. That's all. I need him to meet me halfway. Once he meets me halfway, I just need a man to love me more than I love him. I want him to love me than I love him. You know why? Because women deep down, we love so hard. We love so hard because we're emotional creatures. If a man loves us more, it's not even halfway. But it just seems like in 2025, sometimes you got to meet a man halfway. Sometimes you're not going to meet a man that's going to love you more than you love him. Sometimes it's going to be equal. But I don't want it to be a situation where I love him more, because I love myself more. I might love you, but I love me more. And if loving me more means cutting ties with you, that's what I'm going to have to do. I don't care how long we've known each other. We could have known each other for 15 years. If I got to cut ties with you because you're bringing me turmoil and you're bringing me problems and you're not bringing me any happiness, I'm cutting loose. I'm cutting you loose. If you don't make me happy, I'm cutting you loose. I make you happy. I make you smile. But you don't make me happy. You don't make me smile. I don't want to deal with you. So, with that being said, this is Podcast Diaries number 17. You guys have a good night and you stay blessed. Peace.